Hello, ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
boys and girls. It's us, the law criminals. Yay! Or law crimes. You're the law criminals. We're all law criminals together.
God,
How's it
and
going?
always on time. Thank goodness.
Always on
Always
time.
on
There's never
time.
any technical difficulties ever.
To be fair, that's nice that you guys have like a pejorative for your audience. Like you can say, like, you know, believers or something like that. It's nice.
Criminal scum. We've done that before as well.
Well, I was thinking you're the Sandman of Terra. Maybe you could call them the grains. The grains.
That is literally what my fiance will say. If after like a stream or something, she'll be like, "How are the grains?" She thinks that's really funny. You guys have the same sense of humor.
Well, we have a special
guest today.
Yeah, we have Ed of Sandman of Terra. I'm sure you already know of the dude, absolute Horus Heresy, king, probably in the Warhammer space. I'd definitely say, good friend of the channel. We're here though to do something a bit more. Well, we're not here to dive deep into interesting Horus Heresy or Eisenhorn theories or anything like that. Today, it's a merry season, boys, and
it's a merry affair.
There are Primarchs with, like us, all here, daddy issues. Daddy issues is the theme. So let's do something to like help. Let's lift the Christmas spirit. People in the chat can also play along whilst we're doing this if they want as well.
Hal, I've just noticed the little subtitle you got below your name. What what's going on with that?
Don't worry about that.
All right.
No. It's me.
That's concerning.
Work.
Also, speaking of Pancreas and Work, can we also mention another special guest that's on the stream? Look, dog.
Yeah.
Ickle dog. Ickle lickle dog.
Bucky.
Oh, no way. That's cute.
Little American corgi.
Dog.
Just reminds me of, have you ever heard of the show Bucky O'Hare? Captain Bucky O'Hare, who's like a space rabbit. It was great.
I have not.
We should mention, though, today is about Secret Santa for Primarchs.
Yes.
These guys need some gifts. We here, using our extensive Warhammer knowledge and terrible sense of humor, have decided to bring forth some suggestions. Again, some of us, they don't know. I think Andy knows what the rest of us have put in, but some of us here are ignorant to the absolute disgrace we're about to present to the rest of the group here.
Yeah.
DJB's Colin's forehead did not get worse. Why would you say that? Jesus Christ.
I got a haircut, you asshole.
Damn. Oh, Ed, since you've last been on, the chat have been even more aggressive.
We've lost control of them. They're animals.
We have new fans who are really aggressive with it. We love it though.
Well, we got 20 Primarchs to get through, and there's 4 of us, so I think we should just get straight into it. So we're going to start with the Lion. We're going to go all the way to Alfarius. We'll begin with we'll go Colin, me, Hal, and then Ed, because that's the order I've received these in. So starting off, Colin, would you care to explain your present for
the Lion?
For the Lion,
of course. Well, you see, wow. I think the book, the Lion, would be great to get the public speaking skills for dummies book, because I think he could learn how to speak to another human being.
I mean,
every passage I read with the Lion, if he's not talking to one of his brothers, it's not great. C for citation, the chaplain whose head he smacked clean off.
Excuse me, backhanded.
Pardon me, backhand. Is that a defense? Or is this?
I mean, maybe he was.
It wasn't full force. It wasn't full force, but it still took his head off.
Look,
he pulled first.
The guy had a head before the conversation started, and then he didn't when it was done.
It's a weird part of the lore, isn't that? I always find that really out of jank. It come out of left field.
And I read an author's opinion on it once, and they said what they were going for was to demonstrate kind of the animalistic nature of the Lion in that scene, but it just makes him look quite childish, to be honest. It's my most hated scene of the Lion. Poor Nemiel, because Nemiel's basically like, hey, maybe we shouldn't break the Edict of Nicaea, and the Lion goes, nah, it's cool.
Shut up, nerd.
I think we can use librarians. And Nemiel goes, no, that's not how the Emperor works. Like, you can't just break his rules. And the Lion goes, well, I've said it's fine. And then Nemiel goes, no, that I don't think that's right. I'm pretty certain we have to follow what the Emperor says. And the Lion goes, shut up. And then he just punches his head. And
Trust
it's
me,
clearly
bro. I'm
not.
his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Curse
but,
is probably the best angle for that, rather than a Nemiel chop. If you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well,
He's.
uh,
I would wager he could be better at, in some situations at being a general than Horus, but he's such an uncharismatic dickhead that you can't make him War Master, because everyone's gonna complain because he's an ass. So I know
it is a good gift, though.
I was reading Sons of the Forest. I know it's Son of the Forest. I know he's mellowed out a bit. He's gotten better. That doesn't mean he's gotten good. It does not mean he's a good speaker. It means he's less awful at it.
The scene on the ships, though, like when he rallies all the Imperial defenders and they're massively outnumbered. What a scene! Come on, that's an epic scene.
He's done good. He has done some good stuff. It's just I think a lot of the heavy lifting is like that Primarch sauce where you go, oh, that's a Primarch, I'm gonna listen. If you remove that, he could learn how to talk to people better. That's all I'm saying. So that's why you get that gift.
We will say for the chat, though, we will get to the donations basically every 20 minutes. So we are keeping an eye on that, brothers. Don't worry, we're not forgetting about you.
Every £1,000 will be.
Merry Christmas to everyone, though. Merry Christmas. Although we do have an episode next week. Andy, what have you brought
just because we got to get through them? I've brought to the table Monty Python's The Holy Grail on DVD. I think the Lion could really benefit from this because it's like a classic. He might learn a thing or two about how to fight truly devastating enemies such as that abbot. It's just that abbot. Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. I'm sure he'd love that. And it's very in keeping with his theme of Caliban, not listening to wenches in front of castles who need a spanking. It's great. He'll love it. I'm sure.
That is actually a good gift, though, which makes me feel really guilty for what. I feel like I feel like I've really appealed to the Colin circle here rather than the actual wholesome ones. I like that gift. It's a good film. Although it's weird to watch when you're quite young, you don't understand the jokes. It's funnier later, though, in life.
Hal, explain yourself. What is this? What have you done?
Minion pizza?
Explain yourself.
What is the reasoning? What am I looking
He's laughing at his own joke as well.
This is not coming through to me.
What is the connecting thread? I'm trying to see it and I'm failing.
Hear me out. If the Lion was to make a pizza.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, I can't get through this. Oh, I'm crying too much. Okay. If the Lion... Fuck. Okay, the Lion was to make a pizza. We know he's somewhat on the spectrum in some way. I feel like this would be the sort of thing that would appeal to the Lion in terms of it's a divergent pizza. I'm not going to justify it.
How?
Give him the Minion pizza and Skibbity toilet on Blu-ray.
Look, Hal. I'm only going to ask you this once. All right? Do you need help? Do you need a friend at this trying time of year?
Ask me at the end of my suggestions because this is getting worse. Honestly, it's worse than the rest of them. But generally,
it's worse than this.
I don't think it needs anything more. I think he would look at that and be like, "That's my favorite type of pizza." Nothing more to add to that, really. No more defense.
Okay. This one's from Ed. Ed, could you explain to us your gift to the Lion?
Yes. Well, I think that all Warhammer tabletop fans will be able to empathize. There is, quite frankly, nothing worse than when you break a sword in half or something like that. And so I approach this from the angle of what has the Lion got? And I like to believe that Rabute Gilliman gave the Lion some Tamiya extra thin cement towards the end of the Horus heresy, because Gilliman very famously breaks the Lion's sword over his knee.
He does.
And so I like to believe that he then gave the Lion some sort of copious amount of super glue to put the sword back together, which is why it's allegedly in the hands of Cypher today in 40k. On the back
I could envision a couple of Dark Angels just holding the hilt and holding the tip, and then he's just stay still.
Exactly.
With the reforged sword, though, you can actually slice his pizza, so it just goes so well. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can see Colin dying.
Way to lower the tone, Hal.
I know. I promise. I
Speaking of
promise you.
Colin-
Like,
me.
it actually gets
Speaking
worse.
of Colin,
from
let's
there.
move on. Let's move on to Fulgrim next. Colin, here's your choice for what you would gift Fulgrim.
So
mixing
here's
kit?
my thing, right?
Ooh.
Fulgrim's a perfectionist, but I think something that would have helped him rein it in a bit with, the Slanesh stuff would be like get him a hobby gift. So I think Fulgrim would I think he might have a good time mixing drinks. I think he would make the perfect cocktail, and I think it would be a nice thing to keep him from some of the worst excesses. I think I'd like to, I think he'd be good at it because, again, perfectionist, and I think it would be a good way for him to take his mind off stuff that doesn't involve, taking his brother's head off.
That's actually quite a good gift, though. I would.
It's quite classy.
Yeah.
It's quite classy. Here's my offering to Fulgrim. Balls. Now, these aren't just balls. These are juggling balls. And now he's got 4 arms. He could learn to juggle. All that time he spent. And he likes entertainment and delight. And surely he could juggle his balls and people would marvel at his balls.
That is
Santa.
Double. I enjoy that. We can skip mine if you really don't want to.
No, we cannot.
No.
We cannot. Especially this image in particular.
Share it with the class if you think it's so funny.
Go on.
Yeah. So this is what Hal sent me.
What?
Explain yourself, Hal.
This is actually quite a good gift. Just
Yes.
this from an Amazon recommended for you.
What is that?
It's a toilet piano.
Come on, Hal.
I don't think there's any
What?
justification for this, to be honest. I just think Fulgrim needs to be entertained. Honestly, get him away from perfection and entertain him. I don't know if Primarchs even go to the loo, to be honest, but I honestly don't
Space
think he
Marines.
deserves it.
Their suits.
He
kind
likes
of just
music too. Beckwith Kinska could be on there
take care of
helping
that.
him. I mean, moving on. Just moving on swiftly.
Moving on. And now we've got Ed's gift for Fulgrim.
God.
An interesting one. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Ed.
Yes.
Why?
So okay, I think this is quite nice actually. I would do something nice for Fulgrim because I know the Emperor's Children community is very kind of enthusiastic about loyalist Fulgrim. I'm sure we've all seen that. And I generally think that's over exaggerated. I read Palantine Phoenix, he's still a dick, but to be fair, it does have his greatest moment. And in X-Men Origins Wolverine, you have this somewhat controversial depiction of Deadpool by Ryan Reynolds originally. Yeah. However, there is the scene where he cuts all the bullets in the air in half, and it is pretty cool. And that is definitely Fulgrim's greatest moment in Warhammer 40k for me. I've always thought that was just so cool when he basically he gets sniped and he just cuts the bullet out of the air, which I always just thought was badass. And yeah.
To be fair as well, the logo here, it's got 3 claws. It's like the 3rd Legion. Very clever. Very smart. Totally
I think the choice of making it not Logan, but X-Men Origins Wolverine is quite a clear choice of disgust from Ed there. In some way, but also quite.
Well, it's
reminiscent as well.
It's just a reminder of Fulgrim, you can be cool. Look how cool you were here. This was really nice. Do this again.
And then you did that thing in the temple that we won't forgive you for.
Yeah.
Don't touch things. It's bad. Don't touch the pulsating phallic sword. Why do we have to tell you this? Anyway, moving on to
I made them spill
Perturabo.
their Lamy and medium. Sorry, brothers.
Going back to Colin, it's Lord of Iron, kind of a stern, kind of an angry fella. Looks like a tortoise, but with guns. Colin picked the ultimate starter set of Leviathan.
He needs, again, I know this is the 2nd time in a row I'm saying it. He needs a goddamn hobby. He needs to do something with himself that isn't more meat grinder because he's such a fucking man-child.
I
don't
already
understand
tried Warhammer though.
I think if you try it from like a more detached perspective, maybe you'll have more fun as a game. It's something
Well, you know what
it's
he'd do?
constructive. Puts them together, he can paint them.
He'd open the box set though, and he'd be like, "Where are the Iron Warriors parts? Why don't we? Where are our miniatures?" And then he'd get angry because he's like,
Well, see, it'll come like I'll give him like metallic paint and like darker paint, so we can and some yellow and black, so we can make the Iron Warriors out of them.
I think in his head though, wouldn't he'd already perceive the finished piece, and like he'd already know the full way into like making the perfect Warhammer miniature because he's already has it imprinted in his mind.
Well,
so it's almost like it's not something new for him though.
All right, see, you're not wrong, but the only other option I could think of was to give him cyanide and say, "Please bite." So
I feel less happy about my
insert into one orifice or the other. It will do the job.
Please rid the galaxy of your presence. You are deeply
Preferably
unpleasant. I'm trying to help him with a little hobby gift, but if he's gonna fight it, then I'm not gonna bother.
Has everyone chosen nice gifts? Because I've really
some of mine are me.
I'm about to say some of mine are pretty diabolical.
I think that's relatively nice. I mean, the moment on Angel Exterminatus when he gets the little gift from Vulcan, that's a sweet little moment from Perturabo.
Well, I think I got him a nice gift. I would get Perturabo a copy of Dwarf Fortress because he likes fortresses. He likes tormenting people under his command. It's a win-win for Peter Turbo, surely. And he kind of looks like a gigantic dwarf.
Oh my god, you're going to make Colin like him now. Isn't it funny how he and the dwarves also hold grudges and they don't let them go?
Yeah, but when the dwarves do it, it's cool.
We're gonna change your mind. Perturabo is cool, man. He is cool.
You've got
it. He is. Honestly, reading his books though, I generally think he whenever he shows up in the books though, he's actually pretty. Like I think he stands out in any book compared to any other character.
I think he does cool things, and then he opens his mouth.
Yeah, I mean,
he was cool in the Fulgrim book where I don't remember the name of it when they were on the Eldar world. I liked him in that book.
Talon is actually genuinely quite good for an anthology.
Talon is cool for different reasons. I like seeing the Iron Warriors get their shit rocked.
He did completely bludgeon Fulgrim when he was acting up. So
Well, speaking of getting one's shit rocked, Hal, explain yourself again.
Colin, don't drink. Please don't drink.
Are these all toilet related?
No, I promise you not. Now, there's actually a reason behind this.
Your promises mean nothing.
I think Colin and Eli especially would enjoy this one. The reason that this is different to Perturabo is because it's straight to the point, simplistic, and it's not overcomplicated. It's truly the perfect design. There's nothing more that needs to be added to it, and that's Perturabo. So, check yourself. I don't think. I mean, if he wanted a toilet, that would be exactly what he wanted.
Well, leaving that travesty behind, Ed's pick for Perturabo is horrible bosses on Blu-ray or DVD or streaming.
Yes,
very good.
I've stuck with the DVD idea, and I do think Perturabo would appreciate this. Certainly. Not a great relationship with his father. His Primarch novel is brutal. Like he does get some really shit jobs, and at the same time, the Siege of Terra is just an absolute nightmare. And he kind of feels like he's very much the only sane person in the room. So if he could, he would very much enjoy this movie. But I also think maybe he'd try and the plot line of this movie is they try and kill each other's bosses, and I think that he might try to figure that one out. So someone else, I don't know who he'd swap with, but there's definitely something going on. There's definitely an option for him here, I think.
That is better than my gift for sure.
Well, before we move on to the objectively best Primarch, shall we read out some donations?
Oh yes, we do have a. Excuse me. Oh, Glass Laughter. He says, Ed, is it true? Abaddon be kissing his brothers on the lips.
How dare
Yes.
you? Wow. Wow. I remember this from last time. Yes, I actually will defend the lion in Abaddon more than most other people will rationally. But I very much like the War Master of Chaos. And yeah, poor Abaddon. He gets made fun of all the time.
Maybe if he wants to, like,
I think the answer was yes. There wasn't a denial. There was just a. That's kind of.
I'll tell you what's a funny thing though is like Gilliman actually, because obviously in the once he got the armor of fate, his armor crafted by Belisarius Cool, he couldn't really take it off for a while. And there's a story where he kind of has a conversation with Eldrad Ulthuan to discuss how to take it off. But before he can properly take it off for longer periods of time, of course he can't like do like thumbprints very easily. And even when he's in his armor, it's not very easy. So he ends up kissing data slates for approval. And I always thought it was an incredibly tender moment between man and data storage device when he gives his seal of approval.
It's just like the equivalent of like when you've got gloves on and you're trying to use your phone and you're like, God, but it's cold. I got to take the gloves.
Exactly. You know, they're just like us, guys. They are just like us.
Although I've got those ones with like weird material, so you can use your phone with gloves on. They're pretty cool.
I think Abaddon just kind of like stares at the data storage devices and then they kind of back down.
Colin, do you want to take a few?
Sure. Titus, thank you, Bean, for the 5. Bean. Titus has built Diffie. A chaos sorcerer tried to invade his mind, and he really went nuh-uh. Yeah, that happened like 3 times.
Yes, it is weird that it happened again. Because I was wondering that because I was doing something on Titus. In the original game, there was like this background lore for him that said that he did it like once before Space Marine 1, which I assume is what you're referring to, Colin. But like, I don't think that was in the updated lore for him. So are they deleting that lore, or is that they just didn't mention it? Is that I couldn't actually tell.
As far as I'm aware, it's part of because I did a video on Titus before the release, and people were annoyed to find out that he saved Leandros' life before the events of Space Marine 1.
When
his prior captain died, and Leandros basically got the captain killed.
Yes,
and then Titus was like, actually, Chaos is cringe. I'm unaffected. And there is an interesting point about when you watch the animation, it says threat level absolute. So it's like even the Ultramarines are like, die well, brothers. They don't expect them to survive. And they obviously were like, 3 Stern Guards is pretty good. We're going to put Titus in just because he won't die.
Yes. Everything is Leandros'
win if we
fault
put
is basically the theme of my video. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah. Leandros sucks. Thanks, Bean. Do you want to read this one as well, Colin?
Sure. Okay. Main event Virgil with the €5. Anybody getting you a hair transplant for Christmas, Hal? Colin, someone getting you a lampshade so you don't blind me every time I open the stream? Thank you.
I got loads of hair, bro.
My word.
This is what I get for getting a haircut.
Yeah. Bruh, this is forehead.
A bit more grateful for my community right now.
We've got $2 there. Happy early holidays, you absolute
got a few
goobers. Thank you.
Thank you. He's also said for another 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm here. I've brought my A game to entertain tonight. Okay, people sit back if they're painting or doing anything else. Just be careful. We might spill.
Angry homunculus.
Hold on, one more.
How do you have a kink?
You want to tell us about?
There was a bit too many toilets in the first few, but I promise you, I don't think there's any more.
He says that.
Angry as someone on the spectrum. What WTF? That is true, but I did get it from a. I stole that joke from something else though, the Pizza one. So I do feel a bit vindicated. Luckily. Donkey Man USA, $5. Thank you, brother. Hal spent too much time gooning to the Necronomicon, and now he's got insane on stream. Yeah. Just I don't know what to add. God, how buddy get it together? Bloody shit! Have I really gone off the rails, bro?
This is actually an intervention.
Stone crack. Again. Jesus Christ.
John Apocalypse for £5. Watching the Armored Core episode of Secret Level, and I'm like, Keanu Reeves starring as Commander Farsight. Make it happen, Amazon. Interesting.
Cool.
Who's next? Is it Jagatai Khan?
I would do it. Maybe.
I want them to remake Serenity, but with Case. That's what I want them to do.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. Serenity's a good film.
My mind is fried.
Okay, so Jagatai Khan's next. Colin?
Yeah, I didn't really try. I just got him horse food.
Not for him, I assume, for his steed.
I mean, if he wants it, but it was with the assumption it would be for a horse he owns. But I'm not going to tell him what to do with it. It's his gift.
Hey, only in private does he run on all fours. Okay, only in private.
Only when no one's looking.
This
what he's doing in the webway.
I'm going to do a much nicer one. Okay,
this is
so
Andy's
I got
favorite Primarch,
Jagatai motorbike.
Oh, that is cool.
I got this specifically. A sports bike with a sidecar so that he can ride. I can sit in the sidecar with a heavy bolter attached and gun down orcs with him because he's my dad. And I love him.
I wish Kane and Jurgen had one of those. Kane and Jurgen need one of those. Like
they did have one. They stole it from orcs.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a real piece of crap, but they did have one.
God, they are good characters.
Hal is returning to normality. This one.
Okay, hear me out. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Okay, this one I feel like he would enjoy being a free spirit. Okay, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is probably my favorite Assassin's Creed. Because I think probably after that I stopped playing it. So
because they got garbage.
It got garbage after that. But it's a pretty good game. Free roaming. I mean, it's not bikes or the grasslands, but I mean, I'm sure he would enjoy it. And it's a damn if you play that back in the day when it first came out, man, ship combat, goated. Like honestly, really fun game.
Fun fact, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was the first game I got on release for the Xbox One. So I got it on release night and I put this in and I went, oh, this is good. It's midnight. I'm not going to sleep. I'm at university. It was great.
Mine was Rise, Son of Rome. The game was fun.
Whoa.
I did have the day one copy of that as well. And it was, I did enjoy it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's repetitive. But I'm like, it was fun. I liked it. It was good. Was it Boudica who was the main antagonist?
Yeah. Who invades Rome?
Well, that and Nero. Yeah, that game wasn't very historically accurate, but it was fun.
Yeah, they even made is it Forged in Fire made the Rise Son of Rome
I think
armor suit with the different panel. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Actually, they did it. It did look really good. It's weird to think that game's 10 years old now or something. Crazy.
Yeah, it was an Xbox One launch title.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm feeling old.
Ed.
All right.
I just think he would really appreciate the franchise. I imagine he would be one of those people that much preferred it when it was just about street racing. Obviously, compared to Warhammer 40k, Fast and the Furious is a bit unrealistic. But I do think that he would appreciate the themes of family. Of course, you know, we all remember the Khan's great pain and the devastation to Chigoris and the surrounding system. And of course, he loves fast things, very, very famously entering I think if anyone can enter the stage of Alec Guerre, it's Dom Toretto, probably the only other person.
And then Jagatai, he said to Review La Vida, family is everything. And then he became his adoptive son. Very nice. So on to the funny wolf man. Colin, it's a pretty good choice. I think it's a reliable choice.
So, yeah, I got... my family gave me one of these once. It was a whole bunch of German beers, and some of them were real good, some of them were bad. The only slight edit I'd like to make to this is I would make it like the Miad or whatever Space Wolves drink, because surely, right? Like all the different tribes of Fenris, they have to have different ways of making their mead. I'm sure the Space Wolves bring some of that with them, different ways to spice up the Space Wolf mead. So I figured, I get 24 different ways to make the Miad, and there you go, Lehman.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a pretty good gift, actually. Damn.
He would have liked that, yeah.
I was actually proud of that one. I thought that one was my magnum opus.
Yeah. It's shocking because it's the Primarch I'd think you'd least want to give a gift to.
I like Lehman Russ. I hate his kids, but I like Lehman.
Well,
child-free Primarchs, are we?
Well, for my choice, as someone who is currently going through a winter look, I would get Lehman a grooming kit. So you got some combs, you got some brushes, shaving. Because, funnily enough, as the Wolf King, only one without a beard for the most part. Coincidence?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I mean, he'll probably have a beard when he returns, though, right?
Yeah, everyone's waiting for the knotted, massive beard. But
don't use that word with the Space Wolves.
Do you think they will do
I
old
knotted on my
man,
Mjod. What?
like old man Odin,
Yeah,
Russ.
they already did.
I think they.
He is old man Russ by the end of the his Primarch level. He's already old.
Yeah.
They talk
because
about
there's
it.
that guy who meets him and he's like, "Aren't you a Primarch?" And he's like, "Shut your."
I actually think they did it the other way around, where because they'd already made Old Man Russ. I think that's why they made Old Man Lion to match him, because it would have been weird having Old Man Russ and Young Man Lion. So I think they switched.
Old man lion, it's old man.
Well, the lion's in
lion.
old in spirit, but I guess Lehman Russ will be old in spirit and in physicality. It'd be weird if they suddenly reverted back.
Not if the Thousand Suns have got him frozen.
Just big old Heineken block of beer.
Nah, he's stuck in Nurgle's garden.
Ugh.
Okay.
Just sees the beam of the Emperor hit the gun and goes, "What's that? Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Okay. I think my one he actually would genuinely enjoy.
Oh,
this is Surstrom, I think, or Surstroming. It's
Surstroming.
It's the videos of when people open this not underwater, and then they immediately start vomiting.
They start dying.
I think he would actually enjoy it because it's a Scandinavian delicacy. It's basically Fenris, so I'm sure in France they already have it.
Just look at this mottled layer of water. Who in their right mind, one, thought about making this, and two, who puts it in their mouth?
What's
Seriously,
the factory smell like? That's what I want to know.
Does anyone know what it is, though?
It's like you go in, it's like Chernobyl. They've all got the hazmat suits on and everything.
Yeah. It just loads of tissues up their nose.
Yeah,
I do
just cut them off. They're like, "What's the point?"
I do wonder how bad this smells in real life, but I'm not willing. I'll immediately go. I know I'll be the first one to immediately chuck up, but I think he would. I think he is, as a Primarch, could he would actually enjoy it, and he could do it and not gag immediately, whereas everyone else around him, even the other Space Wolves, would chunder. So hopefully, I hope he enjoys it. But my God, is that the worst gift ever for a normal person? Oh
yeah. And Ed, you've chosen a phone.
Yes, I share Colin's enthusiasm for the Primarch of the Space Wolves, but the Space Wolves themselves can be difficult, and Lehman Russ has a problem in that sometimes his sons don't answer his phone calls, and the lion ends up accidentally destroying many of his allies. So I would give Lehman Russ a mobile phone just so he could get the lion's text messages. And the lion could be like, "Hey, can you not blow up that ship, Lehman? I've got guys on that." And then
there's people there.
That would probably help out their relationship.
I still love I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The guy though who goes "Yeah, I'll fight the lion and Conrad Kurz in the same book and live." Yeah, that guy's pretty badass. Gotta be honest. And also tells Gilliman he sucks.
No, it's the one. It's Unremembered Empire.
On him.
Fafnir
Bloodbrother. Yeah. That's the one. Yes. Yeah. Lion's we've got to do our challenge. He's pick one of your guys. No, it's me. Okay, whack.
Also, his challenge of Gilliman is generally Gilliman's relationship with Fafnir is so good. Fafnir says Gilliman's "So why are you guys here? Why are you on McCrag?" And he's "Well, we've been sent out to basically ascertain whether the loyalist Primarchs are traitors, and then we'll kill them." And Gilliman goes, "I mean, not to be rude, but can you guys kill me?" And he just goes, "I don't know."
We will try our best if we need to.
Yeah, which I really admired.
Let's not forget also Fafnir saves Gilliman from the Night Haunter, which is good. Yeah. Until Vulcan comes and goes, "What did you say?"
Yeah.
That's a very professional way to say, "I'm going to take your head off if I need to." That's a very professional interaction.
Like a glare of his teeth, and he smiles and goes, "Yeah."
I think
right, moving.
Okay, in the Space Wolves, the yearly FaceTime call to Lehman Russ, and he still won't answer. My God, absolute.
Yes, that's true.
Ghost.
Just got to go.
Which one's next one? Is it
moving on to Rogaldorn? Colin picked a Bachman Thunder Chief.
Oh my God, that's so on point.
Is a train.
I know. I've really gone the hobby route this one for a lot of them, I feel, and I think he'd like trains. I like trains. I think he'd like trains. It's building stuff. I think it'd be a good gift.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to build a model train set with Rogel Dorn, is what I'm getting at. I think I would like that very much. I think he would like that. It'd be a good time.
And then the bit where he's standing outside and he's about to, the siege of Terra, he's standing outside the palace, he's about to fight Fulgrim, he stares at him and just goes, choo choo, motherfucker, and just runs at him. Very in character.
No, he does the come on, motherfuckers, come on.
Oh my god.
Well, in a similar, it's similar-ish, but it's not quite the same. But I'll just say, there's been a Secret Santa in Lego City. Lego creator, here's a castle. You can build it. It's the most easy goal.
This is what I initially
I'm boring.
thought as well.
Just like Rogel Dawn, here's a castle made of Lego. Like everyone would have ever said.
Like, what's his favorite color? It'll be like bland. Whatever bland could be.
What do you mean? It's yellow.
There's a lot of yellow.
What?
There's a lot of yellow.
It's right there.
I think he would like.
The people are made of yellow.
You know, like the brown they have on hearing, like old hearing aids. If he could, like, that would be his Legion's colors. Like, honestly,
I think the way you try and defend Perturabo is how I'm going to start defending Dorn going forward. I like Dorn.
I do like Dorn. He represents the Siege of Terra.
I must admit, yeah, like the Siege of Terra alone did a lot for Dorn's character, where it was like, yeah, he's pretty based, and also the fact that they basically revealed that like he's the weak point, like finder of the Primarchs. He's like, if I fight anyone, I know where their weakness is. Like that's my Primarch ability. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm sure Gilliman could have used that when he's fighting Fulgrim. He's like, fuck, that's a lot of arms. Whereas Dorn would just be like, there, right in the balls or something like that. Anyway,
say something, Ed. Or...
Did you say that, Ed? Ed, you had something to say? Was that we cut you off?
Oh no!
I imagine that.
I just was enthusiastically agreeing with Andy.
Okay. I had to explain my one.
How?
Okay.
How?
That's not a gift.
Hal, stop giggling and tell us what this means.
This is
the Perturabo toilet was better than this.
Listen, Dawn does not always want to express his emotions in words, so therefore, the man should have a picture chart to say how he's feeling. I don't think he has any emotions other than these ones.
I'm too old to know what this was. So I thought this was like a meme, but no, that's a picture chart. What's a picture chart?
It's easy.
It was because
he's
the
happy.
medium image is horrifying.
So he's either happy, broken, or terribly sad. Like it's just
there's the only three emotions Rogel Dorn has ever felt in his life.
I just want to put set back up a second. I'll stop. Please.
You know, I mean, people don't have to ask him how he's feeling. They just ask him how he felt in Peter, and he could point to the chart. So,
all right, that's enough from you, Hal. Ed, can you save us? Could you explain? This is a Harry Potter character, correct?
Yes, this is
Gilderoy
Lockhart. Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter is basically a fraud in the second. Sorry, this is a complete spoilers if you've never seen Harry Potter in the second book. But he does have a talent for like obliviate spells, basically deleting memories of people. And Rogel Dawn, I suspect, well, not only will he need that in the future because he has a horrific experience in the Siege of Terra. So he goes through arguably something worse than what many of the Primarchs have been through, but he also needs to have some memories wiped. So Rogel Dawn has actually asked before to have his memories wiped. And Malkador basically tells him what those memories are about. So presumably someone's going to have to take him out again. And I think he's probably going to be in desperate need of that in the future, because after the Siege of Terra in the Beast Arises series, for example, the Imperial Fists, they don't like talking about Dawn because he's so broken. He's just so broken after the Siege of Terra. And yes, I think he could do with some sort of memory deletion spells, basically.
I'll say that character would piss him off to no end, though. If you ever had to speak to him. That guy is truly annoying.
Right, I've got a few more donos. So set again for $2. Steady Eddies. Pirate Adventure is a perfect gift. Who for?
That was a good one.
Khan. Yeah, that was a good one. Tom Warren. Do you want to read this one? How?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Rise of Rome
yes.
mentioned. It was actually pretty.
Did you ever play Rise, Hal?
Back in the day, but I honestly I played it once and you never touch it again, kind of thing. Because it's
the multiplayer was kind of fun, but it was like a horde mode.
It looks good.
Friends for that.
Elephants in the Middle of Rome was crazy though, with a Boudica on it.
Every faction would be significantly improved if they each had their own version of Caiaphas Cain and Jurgen.
Everyone needs a Jurgen.
Everyone needs a Jurgen.
I had
Space
to-
was Caiaphas, Caiaphas' son, and Jurgen's son, because of their naming conventions.
My favorite thing in one of the more recent novels that I read is like they essentially another faction realized that Jurgen was a blank, and they actually tried to do an elaborate assassination plot on him. And then he ended up not going in the car with Caiaphas Cain, so therefore it was just Cain in the car being someone trying to kill him. He's like, why are they trying to kill me? What did I do wrong? It's like, actually, they're targeting stinky old Jurgen. Donkey Man USA for $5 though. Dawn driving Korn insane through sheer autism was probably the best part of the end of the death.
Didn't he like he just repeated like humanity's military history in his head to stay sane, didn't he? Like, it was one of the things he did.
Yeah, sort of. He kept drawing out
Rolodex of events. It's like, the Battle of the Somme. This is a good one. Like, Dawn, what's going on in your brain, man?
I mean, when Corn's looking directly at you, whatever you got to do to keep yourself going. That's what it is for him, then all power.
The Battle of Agincourt.
If Ed has not heard of this mighty dono, this is Commander's Mighty Schlong of Cygnus. This guy has a great name. I'd give Angron a win against one of the loyalist Primarchs. Wow.
Not possible. No.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge you have is that win is a dead Primarch. Whereas
he beat Russ.
Angron takes a time out if you lose.
Well, he beat because Lehman was like, I'll give you this one. I don't really want to hurt you. Like, that's not a win.
Barely beat Russ. Didn't really beat Russ.
The
whole point of the story.
The space wolves around him would have obliterated him. Then.
Yeah. I never understand how people say he beat Russ. Like literally, the following scene is Lorgar laughing at the idea that anybody could believe Angron won that fight.
I know. I think the penny drops for him though, and then he's a bit miffed after though. The conversation with Lorgar.
It's my favorite thing about the Warhammer community is how we all become like our factions. Like I'm so much like the Dark Angels in my superiority complex, and any World Eaters fan is just like, I mean, a win's a win. Don't give a shit. Like he like, a win's a win is what it is. Like it's like, I mean, okay, can't argue with that, I guess.
I think my Thousand Suns,
and like the White Scars, I finished just like that. Anyway, M1 Garand ping from Galactic Sturbar for $2. Fantastic. Gotta go fast. Anyway,
that's like a $200 ping that comes with a free weapon.
Bing. Most iconic ping ever. Colin, we're going on to the Night Haunter. I thought this was quite a brilliant answer for the Night Haunter.
It's just schizophrenia medicine.
It was effective. Yeah, I liked it.
He needs help.
See, that's the gift he needs. But like, if you had that in your Secret Santa, I think he would go mad.
I'm sure he would, which is why I'm giving him the medicine.
Think he'd laugh. That's so funny.
Like which personality is forward? Is it Conrad Kurz? He's gonna have a giggle.
He would perceive receiving that gift in a future apparition, and then immediately, like, why did he randomly kill Colin? We have no idea why.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But he'd let me give the gift to him first, because otherwise he'd be proven wrong.
Why is Colin on my walls? All of them.
Because he spread me across them like paint.
He is a very lovely lampshade. I got something that Kurz also needs because it's explained in the books. He's got very dirty hair, so I got him some shampoo and conditioner.
Very true. Very true.
That is a good gift.
I mean, we always hear about who's prettier, Fulgrim or Sanguinius, but maybe if we like spruced Kurz up a bit, got some moisturizer for his face, maybe some under eye cream, he might look nice. Like maybe filed down his teeth a little bit so they weren't jagged. He might like have a glow up. I'm just saying, maybe.
We don't know. Maybe like give him like a really full meal too, because I imagine he's like pretty sickly under the armor.
Get him some vitamin D tablets.
Yeah.
On a sunless planet for a while. Just some things here and there. He might be a nicer person if people treated him well. Like he needs some self care as well as like
a weekend on a beach somewhere.
Yeah,
Conrad crazy.
Hal, you chose this. Is this
yes.
put people in?
Yeah, that's people going in that.
There's only a few things the Night Haunter really likes. One of them is like TVs and radio / Voxnet, and the other thing is torture devices. He wouldn't accept anything else, so therefore I got him a grater. There's no need to add anything more to that.
Yeah,
I think we understand exactly what he would use it for. No. I mean, he'd actually like that gift though.
And we don't need to explain. An arm is going in that. That's what's happening.
If we're lucky. But yes.
Is this the one you wanted to send me, Ed?
Yes, the second one. Yeah.
The second one? I only see the one.
It is. Sorry, yeah. The Emperor of Mankind is my gift.
Okay, let me just...
So, all of the Primarchs, arguably, could have done with spending more time with their dads and helping with their various issues. But and likewise, I will generally defend the Emperor of Mankind, just as I will the Lion or Abaddon. But I struggle with this one because in the Lion's in Conrad Kurz's Primarch novel, he creates an effigy of the Emperor, which is which speaks to him as if it is the Emperor. And it's up to you to decide whether you believe that it really is. And I like to believe it is. But one of the things that the Emperor says to Conrad Kurz that is somewhat ridiculous is he says that if I could have met you one more time, if I could have met you one more time, I could have, cured Conrad Kurz's insanity. And you can't help but read that and think like, well, why didn't you do that then?
It sounds like it would have been real easy.
After, I don't know, Conrad Kurz like ripped the throat out of Rogel Dawn or something during the Great Crusade. So just one more meeting with the Emperor. That's all I would have gifted to Conrad Kurz. Probably that one, your round trip to Terra or something like that. That's all that would have been required. I think
that's a very nice gift.
Just give him like a weekend at Bernie. Not weekend at Bernie's, because Kurz will absolutely have the dead body to use for that. Just like a little weekend vacation.
Could you imagine how funny it would be to unleash Conrad Kurz in Disneyland? That would be amazing.
I think it'd be funny for 1 second. It would be funny.
Just like as an experiment, like, will this cheer him up? And then you see then you just see like murals of like Mickey Mouse made of skin, and you're like, "Oh, this was a bad idea."
There'd be like, when the parade's going on, you stay behind the metal bar. Well, there'd be like a 5-year-old who goes, "I want to see Mickey," and runs out, and then he gets eviscerated by Kurz.
Like a hole.
Starts pretending to be Mickey Mouse.
You just hear like a,
"Oh my God, Goofy, no!"
Oh God.
Moving on to a very pretty Primarch, Colin. You, for Sanguinius, are going to gift Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
It's because vampire, and it's a damn good game. I think he'd like it. I mean, yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, Alucard, that guy reminds me of me." I think. I think he'd like the game. The only other idea I had was kind of like the book I gave to the Lion, but anger management for dummies.
It's crazy that you gave him a game, but no PlayStation to play it with. I mean,
well, that's because the PlayStation has no games.
Nah, but you didn't give him the console, so he'll get angry and he'll maybe.
Isn't this on the PlayStation Mini? I think, or bespoke
the PlayStation Mini.
Yeah, I've got it over there. I've never unboxed it, to be honest. It's got like 20 games on it, but it's kind of
that is a good gift though.
For Sanguinius, I'd get him a mirror so that he could look at his beautiful face whenever he wanted to, because he's gorgeous.
Doesn't it make him uncomfortable though? Like he's supposedly not very good at it.
Presumably it would make him really comfortable, right? Assuming his own ability affects himself. There's a bit in one of the Siege Terror books. I can't remember which one. I want to say Echoes of Eternity, where Sanguinius lands, and they talk about how for like the citizens of Terra, when you look at Sanguinius, you literally get like your greatest memory come into your head. That's so you can't not you literally can't
impossible not to like him
because you're filled with like the greatest feeling you've ever had. So presumably, every time Sanguinius looks in the mirror, he just gets a self-esteem bump. So maybe that's a genuinely very useful gift to him.
Because the thing is, have you ever seen?
He's also very depressed throughout the Horus Heresy.
Have you ever seen that magic thing though, where like if you put your hand over a flame, but you tell the person to think of like the first date they went on with their wife or the day their kid was born, they won't feel the heat, and then you go like recession, they go and they instantly like feel the burn of their hand, and it's like that but with Sanguinius.
Recession.
What could you explain this one?
Yes,
Brandon
I would give him
Stormlight, right?
I would give him the bundle of Stormlight Archive. This is a good gift for a good boy because, first of all, the main character of like most of the books is the character Kaladin, and that guy deals with expressio depressio, and it deals with that quite well in the book. I think he needs like a thing to like lift his spirits up. So he would have the Great Stormlight Archive series, in which essentially the whole series is about dealing with characters who are mentally ill, but they are coping with it. And I think he'd need that. So I think this would be a good gift for Sanguinius because, you know, he needs coping mechanisms, really. This is probably, yes, people said this is one of my only normal gifts I have. I have a good one later as well.
Well, Ed, you've chosen a Team Edward shirt.
Pretty self-explanatory, really. I definitely think he would be Team Edward over Team Jacob. The Blood Angels definitely go a bit vampire-y at times, and let's face it, Sanguinius, he has the beautiful skin of a killer.
Yeah, not being funny, Jacob is not escaping the PDF allegations as well. So it's not exactly a hard choice in my opinion. I've not even watched Twilight, but I've heard of the allegations towards him.
Those places.
That's not true. I've seen your bedroom. All that merch on your bed. Yeah.
Damn boy.
The next move on to.
I got mean.
Ferrus Manus, Colin.
I'm just saying.
So
maybe if he had a
helmet.
Maybe if he had a helmet.
It won't protect his neck though.
But it was a neck wound.
Yeah, well, it's sci-fi. Helmets can seal.
I just like the idea that it'll protect his head as it falls onto the floor and rolls around.
Hello, Dutch.
Too late.
Look,
hi, Dutch.
Look, I'm just, like a little bit more head protection. It's come on. It ain't hard. You have helmets everywhere.
God, the amount of things in that sentence there. I was trying so hard not to say. That's what she said.
Mine's similar in vein, but it's not the same. It's to do with the neck, but here's the thing. Right, before I say this, so Medusa is quite a cold climate and it's a bit harsh, so I'd get him a really large scarf. Lenny Kravitz. To show you how big yeah, I believe so.
And now Fulgrim won't know where to cut on his neck because it's hidden.
Exactly. And it's warm. And it's protected. It's a scarf.
That looks like it's a Primarch scale scarf too.
It's the meme scarf. It's great. Yeah. And also I don't think he has many like nice things because he's from Medusa, which sucks. So it'd be nice to like Dawn has his grandpa's blankie. Ferrus gets a scarf.
Neck hole warm.
Hal,
when you use them as a bong.
Hal, why?
Oh yeah, I give him his actual head back.
But that's so mean.
I mean, that's the gift he really wants,
like,
isn't it?
What are you just gonna like tape it back on or glue it or something?
I didn't think that far ahead.
Hell, I've got bad news. When you put someone's head back on, they don't come back.
You can borrow the lines.
Unless they're C-3PO.
Bruh, he would, of all things, how could you wear a scarf if you've got no neck?
Ferrus Manus, you probably don't recognize me without the red arm.
He also needs his arms back because they kind of got
Stolen.
Part.
Yeah.
That made me like, oh, hate that part. Poor Iron Hand.
Ed,
Yes.
could you explain
I
this
figured
one?
where you guys would go, so I went a slightly different way. But I think nonetheless, none of my performance. So I would get him like a poster to put in the the wall of his office, inspirational quote. And I think he'd appreciate this one because the one bit of Ferris's story I never understood. It's been a long time since I read Fulgrim, but I'm pretty certain earlier in the book he gets the shit kicked in by Fulgrim, and yet he is still so confident he will beat Fulgrim in that fight. And I'm like, nothing has meaningfully changed between these two scenes to make you believe you can absolutely win this. And even if the 4 legions hadn't turned on the 3, then like the other 3 still ran ahead, so he still would have died. I didn't really get this scene made. Yeah, I don't really get Ferris Manus's action.
I think
you're still outnumbered, Ferris.
I think in the book they see the Isfahan betrayal part happen, and then he just basically him and the forward Iron Hands basically go, well, we can't, screw it. We'll fuck it. We'll have to go. I'll kill Fulgrim if it's the least I do. Essentially, I think.
But even Vulcan is like, this seems like a bad idea. Like us just running ahead, and then Ferris is like, no, I will fuck him up. But yes, I think that this was, yes, I don't see this ever ending well. To be honest with you.
Yeah, poor dude.
We're over the hump. It's 9 down, 9 to go. So, Colin, I'm a bit confused by this one. You sent me 2 images. So,
yes,
put
the first one up first, the brownie. Yes, this is for Angron. Now, I read a story online where a guy made pot brownies, but instead of putting in the recommended 0.1 grams per brownie, he put in a full gram per brownie, and then they watched Shrek the Musical and thought they were going to die. So I think my first gift to Angron would be, he gets potentially 2. The first one would be a pot brownie loaded with as much weed before it just stops being a brownie as I can possibly fit in it, and try and calm him down.
Yeah.
And if that fails, Andy, I have the second gift.
Yeah.
In which case, I hand him a gun with 1 bullet and tell him to finally die with his brothers like he wanted.
Damn, that's dark.
Ooh.
That's dark, man.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
The funny
Why
thing
is this video demonetized?
It's
It's not a graphic. It's just a revolver.
Yeah.
Look,
It's just.
I like
just
Angron.
It's a piece of
You
history.
take yourself out in a video game.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
I like Angron, but at a certain point,
You really are
fine.
giving him what he wants, though. You are giving him what he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, my option for Angron is a lot more simple. I give him a stress ball.
That's totally fair. I went within a similar vein. Yeah.
I think that's pretty, I just wondered if he would eat it, because he'd be way too angry, and he would try and munch on it or something. I don't know. It's a choking hazard at that point. Poor guy.
All right then, Hal. Why? I don't get this. Explain.
Colin will enjoy this one. I thought Angron, you know what? Screw him. I'm going to give him Yugoslavia. Because there's nothing more frustrating than possibly dealing with the Yugoslavian question. So therefore, I would give Angron back in the early 90s to give him
would put him back in time and put him in charge of Yugoslavia.
But bear in mind how we could conceivably go out and buy these things. I don't think you have the authority to give Angron Yugoslavia in its entirety. Let alone a
very
plot
British
of land.
mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
British gift of all.
What? This is your country? Nonsense.
You know what? I think there's nothing more hilarious to push him even. The man wants to have a glorious end. Why not give him something crazy and stressful to make it worse for him? And I give him Yugoslavia.
That's not a gift. That's just torment.
The gift is torment.
Are you hoping to overflow error his brain?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be hilarious. The one Primarch who couldn't handle it. You know what I mean?
He gets so mad he loops back around to being Zen.
Never would you think Angron and Yugoslavia would be in one sentence.
No.
Angron Slav. Anyway, Ed, bubbles. We like bubbles.
Yes, I figured all the other Primarchs can give Angron their bubble wrap once they're done with it, and they've opened their presents. So yes, in the same vein as the rest of you, anything that might give him just a little bit of a break. I thought about giving him a copy of Gladiator. Then that might, some sort of Vietnam War flashback.
That's rubbing salt in the wound.
That might trigger something.
Yeah.
Look how cool this action is.
I'd have
some more donations. First one from Main Event Virgil for €10. Won't be here next stream, so thought I'd say have a Merry Christmas, and this is the only stream I am ever sad to miss. Here's to one more year. Sick jokes, bullying Colin, and Lorecrimes, of course. See ya. Thank you, Virgil.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
It was a kind message, even with the that end.
Even with the bullying. You want to get this one?
Newest Stormlight book is 62 hours of straight dopamine. Yeah, it's long. These are long 62? Books. Ooh. It's even great. It's book 5, and it's also the end of the first act, like as in storylines. And each of the books is like usually between 45 to 50 or 62 hours long. They're massive books, but they're very good. Zestra for $5 there. We should give Dawn an Xbox Series X because it looks like a brick, but give all the games to Perturabo. Well, they'd probably not share. Colin, you gotta do this one.
Okay. Eidolon got his head back. Why do you hate Mr. Iron Hands from the Iron Hands with his iron hands? Also, I'm gay.
Every time he does a donation, he puts that at the end.
As before, I support you in that endeavor. I
think at this
thank
point,
you for once again informing us.
It should be like a jingle. It's just like, oh, so I'm gay, bling, just like a motif at the end. Set for $199. Colin ... explode, cast fireball.
Damn.
And Extra again. We should give Groningen a lifetime gym membership and enough protein to kill a rhinoceros.
How much protein kills a rhinoceros? Damn.
We'll have to ask Eli. He knows about protein.
Eli in the chat, please. Who's the next Primarch then?
I thought you can say he knows about rhinos.
He might. I've never asked him. To be honest, Eli,
all of us
in the chat, please let us know. So the next Primarch is Colin's favorite, and funnily enough, this one is a fancy pen, I believe you said, Colin.
It's not like the most high key gift, but he's the bureaucracy guy. He's surely signing 1 million documents a minute. I figured give a nice little pen. He can use it every day. Hopefully it'll write well. It's shiny gold.
Primarch size.
You say that.
It would. Yeah, I would. It would. It comes with the. I hope it would be Primarch sized. I'd get him a big one.
Well, here's the thing. It would write well, and I know this because this is a Scrivener pen, and I have one in my hands. But mine's a fountain pen, and I can say it does write very well. So fancy pen.
There we go.
Good stuff.
That's a very tender gift. That's a great suggestion, I think.
Yeah.
I would also bend over.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
That escalated.
Wow. Damn. The Codex Astartes supports this action, apparently.
Just gonna let that one sit.
We're just gonna let that simmer for a few seconds.
I thought I was being out of pocket earlier on, but my god.
So mine is kind of like a basic bitch answer. I get him an accounting book.
I mean, like this. I feel like Gilliman would definitely appreciate this. This is, I think it D accounting book. Give him the D. Sorry about that.
Look, he's a practical guy. I will defend him and say that he's got a goddamn personality, and I think it was
He is the funniest Primarch. I maintain this hands down. I think he is legitimately the only one that consistently makes jokes and is actually quite funny. And every time everyone's so surprised by it. That's how you notice them.
Like that was like almost word for word what he said. I don't remember the book when he was talking to Kato Sakaris. He's like, "Yes, I told jokes even after the siege was done. I could be funny sometimes. Why do you all think this is so shocking?"
And it's not just him. Sidious does it as well. They all kind of like have these moments where they're like, "Is that Primarch? Is he funny?" Like,
yeah. Well, there's even that exchange with what's his name, Censured Sergeant with the red helmet in the Battle of Calth. How you did feel where he's having a bit of a remark, and he's like, "If this wasn't like so terrible, that would have been quite funny." Like, yes, Primarch.
Look,
I can't laugh at that right now. Everyone is dying.
He can be such a charming, funny guy. He got a rogue trader comfortable enough to call him Robu. Like, come on, he can be a funny guy.
He did give bombastic side eye though when that happened. So
he did, tell her, "All right, now you're getting too comfortable." But you look,
when he was called Rabubi, he's like, "No, that's too far."
I'm very proud of mine. He would want a USB plug-in pet rock, because
I think Dawn would like this more. Surely,
probably Dawn would like it, but it had to be a brick. But for Robuto Gilliman, there's something novel about he'd have it on his desk as a paperweight, and he likes the fact that he could also potentially plug into something as well.
Do you think that's what he'd put, like the call inferior, like little not AI thing Call gave him? He'd put it in the pet rock
and then immediately throw it into like a pond or something. He's like, get the shit out of it. Of all the, I feel very confident giving him a pet plug-in rock. A real pet, I don't think he would appreciate because you're like, I don't have any time to look after this. A rock is something he could look after.
And the bolter shells aren't helping its calm. You think dogs having a yap about fireworks is bad? Wait until they hear a bolter shell; it's worse.
The hand of Dominion is probably a bit louder.
What you said there, Howard, just made me think that like Gilliman, like he's like this master of the Imperium, controls all these fleets, but he like would fail to keep like a Tamagotchi alive or something.
Man's just too busy.
Yes, I went with a classic for Gilliman. So if you're not familiar, Gilliman actually dreams in the Heresy. We see these parts where he dreams of being a farmer, like a simple kind of humble life. That's his dream job. That's what he would want to do. He didn't have to be a warrior. He's not someone that particularly enjoys warfare like his brothers. So I would get him this because it's his dream to have his own little farm. Again, just like with Howie, he can kind of keep it in his office and he can just kind of tend to it. And I think he'd really enjoy that.
Do you remember the Shadow Crusade? Gilliman Farm remembers.
and I want to pick your brain with this question. Do you think you would also like a chia pet?
Yeah, maybe.
The little things you grow the grass out.
That would be so good. Yeah, I love the idea that he's got like a bunch of them just like in a drawer.
I guess to him though, people
and they'd be alphabetized. You know that for sure.
To most of him, like most humans are like vegetables to him because he's so smart. So I'm sure he finds the relation.
Yeah, I have that as well.
It's not quite vegetables, but we're at Mortarion of the Death Guard. Colin,
are we?
Spice is a vegetable.
Do we?
14.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got confused. Yeah. It's exactly for the reason you think. We said I mentioned the Primarch aura. I think Ed, you mentioned, you look at Sanguinius and you just get your happiest memory.
Yeah.
Mortarion's Primarch aura is just
poop.
You smell like ass.
Stank.
And look,
I'm Cold of Terror at one point, which is quite impressive.
That was like the first time he walked at like the pre-Siege of Terra meeting, he made people in sealed armor start convulsing and vomiting. Dude,
the only people who didn't throw up were Horus and Abaddon because they were literally being protected by chaos. Like it's the equivalent of Khorne just going.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna level. Even before that, like he still kind of stunk. So I'm gonna be honest. I think this is the most valued gift I could give him. And without being too rude, I've been to some conventions. Mm-hmm. I think some of the audience could potentially find
they play in Death Guard without playing Death Guard.
I must admit, as a comedian friend I know, she said I've only ever had one experience of Warhammer. I went into one of their shops once And it was the only time I went in because there was an aroma I did not like in one particular corner. And I was like, oh no.
The manager at my local GW has told me before he's had to tell people to leave for that reason.
Yeah.
It's as funny as
I don't go there anymore though.
It's as funny as the convention chair. The convention chair with the stain on it. The infamous picture of the Warhammer.
Just remember, folks,
with
wash
the
behind your
stain.
ears and wash your bum.
Wash your
bum.
ass.
Wash your
Wash
teeth.
your ass.
Did
Anyway,
you wash your
mine's-
ass today?
Mine's a similar vein. I understand the need for some shower gel, but I think you're going to need some deep cleaning. So here's some loofahs to go with it, just to really get that stank out of there. Because otherwise, it's going to just glide off him.
I think I'd also I'd like to add that when he's a demon Primarch, you just need a fire hose. Like the deodorant's not going to cut it anymore.
Bruh.
It's pressurized water, just a gigantic bidet. Just get it off him. How? I'm surprised at you with this one.
All right,
I'm not sure why.
Wait, quick. Do you get
It's
excited or do you
toilet
dread
related.
it? No, it's actually not.
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Because
Explain.
Mortarion is a big boy currently. He's
Okay.
a big, smelly moth
It's
boy.
water weight. It's
Yeah,
water.
it's mostly muscle, mate. Give him a break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
he needs to lose.
He's
a
not
lot.
chaotic. He's just big boned. You know.
Man stinks. He's over. He clearly maybe needs to exercise more. I don't know, but I figured he needs a shortcut. He needs something. Does anyone here know what Ozempic is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that like all the celebrities are using to like make themselves lose weight. So therefore, Mortarion, the big smelly Mothman he is, he can definitely lose a few pounds and maybe drop those wings, the orifices coming out with stuff. I mean, like I feel like deodorant it just wouldn't work. Whereas Ozempic something would like he maybe looks gaunt already, but he could do more work.
I'm looking at this picture of him, and it's the one where he's just kind of on a planet before he was like got power armor. He's looking like really lanky and thin.
I don't think that one's accurate though. I think he's beef. Honestly, I mean, if you see some of the Death Guard models as well, they chunk.
Well, yeah, they're fat and bloated.
Yeah, I
because
get the
of
Death
Nurgle
Guard. to be fair,
rot.
yeah.
I think that's more about like the gases trapped in their bodies than like fat though. I think it's more just like inflating. It's like pop. It stinks.
Like a great
And
gift for them
honestly,
would be like a massive toothbrush because they know they're skating.
Oh,
Yeah, they got the mouth gut.
Yeah.
Like the back scratcher, but just for your entire body.
Yeah.
But just remember, folks, you were here the day that Hal body shamed Mortarion. So, Ed, this is actually quite a nice gift. Got a medal.
Yes. I like there's quite a big thing in the Siege of Terra, and it starts in the Heresy where it becomes very important to Mortarion that he's like the first to land upon Terra, and which is something that he does get in the end. Forrester's promised to Mortarion he can land first on Terra, and as kind of the Death Guard, it's like a great honor. And I just think that I mean, it's very important to him for some reason. So I would just give him this medal and be like, "Well done, Mortarion."
So what you're saying is you'd recreate that scene from is it the last Star Wars movie where it's like Chewie, this is for you, and it's the medal from Episode 6 he didn't get, and the music swells, and he's like, and it's like Mortarion, what was that? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh,
Yes.
poor guy.
Yes,
Jesus.
basically.
Had a hard life.
Mike the Bretonian Grail Knight is going crazy on me. He's asked, "Do my parents love me, bro?" Jesus Christ!
Speaking of
That wasn't a
speaking of
yes.
children who have no love from their parents, Magnus the Red.
Okay.
Colin, interesting choice.
I got him the book, The Liber Chaotica, which is a Warhammer fantasy book about a scholar who wanders the realms of chaos themselves and talks about both Chaos Undivided and all the gods. Interestingly enough, he also goes to 40K for a bit because he got real lost.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I think this would be the best gift you could give him, so you could teach him why. Hey, bud, calm down on the warp shenanigans just a bit.
Yeah. I like how it's
when
copyrighted at the
showed
top
up.
of the image of his squint as well.
Yeah.
Chaos copyrighted by the Chaos Gods.
I think out of every gift, this is the one that would give the most value to the recipient.
That is true. I think he would value this. Also, he shouldn't read it, but we know he will because
No, he should read it because he needs to learn.
No, Magnus needs to stop. He just needs to go in his cage and stop. It goes too far every time.
My present, because I don't like Magnus.
So I'm trying to help him as much as I can.
Well, while Colin is trying to help, dog, the little puppy. While Colin's was quite a mean gift, mine's quite a nice gift. Mine's quite mean. Got him a pirate outfit and a parrot because he's only got one eye.
Oh my god!
You trying to scare? You trying to scare Magnus with your dog, Colin?
Colin, oh, yeah, cute dog.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, dog. Right, hold on. Should we just like let's end this charade? We just need to put. Let's just put.
I love that you put yourself up. Fuck that dog.
Say hi, Bucky. Aw.
Aww.
He's a good boy.
Little Lehman Russ.
Good boy. I'm going to bring him up after we're done with Magnet. Oh. Okay.
Oh, no. Where we all go?
The dog crashed everything. Bucky, what did you do?
That was my fault.
And we have I have a temporary fifth member until we're done with Magnus, and I'm going to bring him up.
So, Hal, octopus?
You see, there's a reason for this. This is the octopus that people used in the World Cup to see if it would predict the wins of the game. And I think Magnus would enjoy this because it's like so twisted in terms of like fate. You have to know, like, which fate is it going to be? And therefore he would enjoy the novelty of an octopus that could somewhat. I think the octopus actually did really well, if I remember correctly. So therefore the octopus could predict the future maybe, and he'd enjoy this. I think this one may not be still around, but hell,
you know what else would be quite funny? You know, is it Kramer? Who's that like stockbroker guy that like is always wrong? Like like what's his name?
That Kramer, not that Kramer.
I went different.
Not
Kramer.
the Seinfeld one that did something bad once.
Isn't there a thing where like they made a bot that does the opposite of what he said, and it was like up considerably year on year. Like, I think Magnus would enjoy that. Yeah,
I think it also has tentacles. Zeech.
Oh no, we know you like tentacles, but no. Ed, repeat gift this time.
Yes. I didn't see any rules saying you can repeat gifts. I mean, I think that him and Lehman Russ, they could have talked it out over the phone. But I also think, to Colin's point, it might have solved a lot of the problems that befell the Imperium of Man.
There would have been
so yes, a mobile phone for obvious reasons.
I'm not going to say
Magnus. Oh, sorry.
I'm not going to say it would have been the golden timeline if Magnus just picked up the phone, because things had already gone pretty wrong by that point. But it would have been better.
But am I remembering correctly that Magnus intentionally prevented communications because he just wanted his legion to die anyway?
We'll see.
Yes, but you're underestimating the broad coverage of EE in the throughout
you're
the
saying if Magnus had 50 kg or 40 G, he might have been able to,
Magnus started the 5G conspiracies.
See, Ed, I don't want to co-opt your gift, but I think there's a way like you can, get around that, Andy, which is just like disable like the no ringtone mode, like setting on the phone, and just set it to something really obnoxious so he has to pick up. Because otherwise it's just going to be like blaring like the hamster dance across Prospero for hours on end.
You get that Space Marine cover of I'm Still Standing, just I'm Still Standing.
It's like you're gonna pick up the phone or you're never going to know quiet again.
Or like like said it's like all eyes on you or something like that.
why is Donkey Man USA?
It's a kind of magic.
It's like look, Magnus, you can either pick up the phone or Megalovania is the only thing you're going to be hearing for the next 3 hours.
Imagine that. Actually, Space Wolves descending to Megalovania and then they hit the ground.
There was a small bit of lore. I actually didn't recall this. I didn't recall this part, which was in the the dog. The dog.
Oh, my dog. Bye, puppy.
It was in the dog. A bit of aura in the dog.
Dog has aura. There's a part I missed on. It was the Council of Nicaea is like the part where the Emperor says at the end, like, if you break the Council of Nicaea, you will face my wrath. And you're like, so no, like, everyone's like, why did Magnus?
Something.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's something like, so he will, like, you'll be destroyed, essentially implied. So everyone's wondering, like, oh, why didn't Magnus call him one? Because he thinks he's good. The Emperor literally said before, I will destroy you if you break the edict. He's like, well, there they come to destroy me.
Like, could you imagine if it was like, oh, Dad says don't drive the car, and the rule was if you drive the car, I will actually like end you, not in a joke way, and just like, Dad, I took the Lambo out, just like, that's pretty harsh. We got some donations though. So Donkey Man USA, I'm working a power armored Skaven called Rat of Nine Tails.
Oh, like a Rat King. That'd be quite a cool idea. Everyone knows the reference. Caleb Collin for $5. Merry Christmas. Is anyone in Watchman's Charter? Or Watchman? Can I not read? Damn. Is anyone in Watchman's Charter actually on these nice list? Malachir was the true and last greatest Phoenix King. Bro, that was written. That threw me off. So
greatest Teat Phoenix King.
The greatest Teat.
His Teats will be reborn in fire.
Well, wait. Should we wait for a second? While we tell Colin about that one. We'll come back to that one. Zestra for $5. I bet if we give Magnus a Tamagotchi, he would make the same face that the librarian did in Goof Troop 2. In brackets, can we replace Colin with his dog? I'm afraid the dog.
That would be hilarious. Yeah.
We just need a separate camera just for the dog.
Just one episode.
It'll be bigger than all of ours. Yeah.
Just one episode. If Colin can't make it, just put the camera in front of his dog and then just like not address it the entire episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, get the still frame of when the dog was up close, and then that's
we could get one of those cardboard cutouts made of you, Colin. You could put it next to the bed.
Or just like an hour. If you just get a looped recording of your dog, Colin, that would be so funny next time you can't make.
We did.
We got one we saved for you, by the way, Colin. One donation.
That was Harry Potter, the book that RQ. Very different.
It was. Archeon read a book of like specifically like a prophecy of the Everchosen, of the guy who was gonna Harry Potter, basically.
Of course, I know him. He's me.
Isn't there a thing that Hal would like where Magnus's archive literally has one of the Cthulhu books in it from the Cthulhu mythos?
It does have a Lovecraftian. I think it is. Is it the King in Yellow, which is really, but it's not that. Which I don't think it was related to what would be the King in Yellow later by Dan Abnett, but it's just like a reference to a King in Yellow style character, which is interesting.
I mean, my favorite thing in the Heresy, of course, is like they have to mispronounce everything that's from like our time. So it's like, oh yeah, I found the Gilliman has these books by Shakespeare. Like, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of basically going on to a heavy hitter now. Horus Lupercal, 16 of 20. Colin, great start.
Daddy Issues.
I just looked up the first book that came up with the when I typed in Daddy Issues book in Google. So I guess he's also going to learn about love and hate in the time of patriarchy. Because you know what, Horace? You got problems.
Horace is the patriarchy. It is true. God damn.
And also the bottom of that saying, author of Tomorrow's Sex will do. It's like, did Fulgrim write this? What's going on?
Maybe if he really likes the book, he can, I don't know, learn how to get laid.
My favorite part is the lowercase daddy.
There's a lot of art to this choice, truly.
Yeah, he has to lend it out a lot to his brothers, but it's a good gift.
Want to read Daddy Issues? No.
Mine's a lot more kind, I suppose. I got him a skull shaver.
He doesn't need that.
Well, he's going to get stubble. He has to like keep.
Oh, he does get stubble, doesn't he?
You know, it does make me wonder though. Is it really annoying having to like clean behind the pipes on like the back of like his and Perturabo?
Perturabo would be a nightmare. Like, I'm going to cut your hair, sir.
Like imagine if like it's like some like mold sets in and then you
Oh,
it'd be awful.
head
I
smack.
think the
Moldy
Primarchs they have
scalp,
servants do it to them. And I think it's like in the Ferrous Manus one, it says like they have servants who like shave their hair and stuff like that. With like there's like loads of them with like razors and stuff like that. And he literally gets oiled down. What the hell did you just type, Colin? Okay, Colin, hear me out. Colin has to hear me out on this one because I think
I don't
even
mind
remembers
being singled out.
Guys,
hear me out.
this may be the most horrific one so far.
Boris needs like a Keemstar.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No one.
Hal's
needs
been
a
drinking off the
Keemstar.
YouTube drama slop for too
because-
long.
Horus has problems. He trusts the wrong people, okay? And he
So
needs
you gonna give him Keemstar?
he needs people around him that are so obviously like untrustworthy that maybe he picks up a bit more of a skill like in not listening to it. So therefore Minecraft Keemstar needs to be in like a court jester, needs to be around Horus at all times.
I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. I think Mike's does a pretty good job, I would say.
This
Is
guy's
that a
having a
warp
nightmare.
entity? Like what is that? What is it gonna be?
Literally Keemstar. Like imagine Malagurth the Twisted as the equerry for Horus, but now it's Keemstar the equerry.
Keemstar on top of Steve's body.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the
right into
news.
the heresy.
Horus
Yeah.
immediately is like, I had enough of this guy. How could anyone trust him? And then he starts to distrust Erebus because Erebus will definitely get along with this guy. So therefore, you know, like,
Yeah.
man, you know what? This guy's
I gotta
got
get
bad
him off the
judgment.
screen. It's making me feel ill.
This is unforgivable.
So Ed, bring us back to sanity. So
I've
this
done
is a
two.
two-parter.
Yeah, should we do the first
Yes.
one first? The second one first. That's
Yes.
all right. So the second
One first.
Yes, if that's all right.
Yep.
So this is a reference to the. And it was one of those moments in the book. You're like, oh Jesus, where in this Horus heresy, when Horus regains his sanity and he regains his power, as it were, after he plays his trick on the Emperor, it's said that Horus is so like terrifying in his aspect that even like word bearers and chaos cultists that like arrayed around him, they like they literally shit themselves, as in literally, and then run away. And so I like the idea that like the Lupercal core does just have like shit on the floor, and so presumably someone has to come in and mop this up. All right,
Sanguinius and Horus are fighting, and he goes, "Is that? Don't worry about it. Let's just fight."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the real reason Sanguinius lost, because he tripped in a puddle of shit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fight to be the emperor of mankind here, and there's literal dog shit. Oh my god!
And the second is a copy of the first Avengers film. I couldn't help. I really enjoyed the final confrontation between the Emperor and Horus, but this image did come to my mind. I couldn't help but think of this when the Emperor. It was very fitting. If you're not familiar, Horus's great kind of one of his great insults for the Emperor is that the Emperor is basically a trickster. He's a fraud, and so it's quite funny that he ends up falling for a trick in the end, in a way.
I miss when Marvel movies were good.
Bruh.
Back in the old days.
Man, I miss that enthusiasm. Do you know what I mean? Like I was so hyped.
Infinity
God.
War Part 1, bruh. Oh Lord, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he'd like that one because he's like.
See, look, here's my thought process. Monarchia burns down. Not great. I'm just gonna find every holy book I can and try and get him to find the one that clicks with him. That isn't chaos.
Are you suggesting that Lorgar's going to read The Good Samaritan and go, actually, that might be a better idea?
We can hope.
Oh, kindness.
We can hope.
Kindness, being nice. Why didn't I think of this earlier?
I think if Lorgar learned how to turn the other cheek, we'd have a much happier 40k setting.
True.
And now he's turning the wrong cheeks.
I've gone the opposite direction. I get Lorgar this.
Is it
so that it's easier to punish himself when he gets upset.
I don't know how I can't.
Nice.
I can't. I mean, it's in the right colors as well, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain mine.
How?
I honestly don't have to explain mine.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I just need to make sure it's in good scale. It's quite menacing.
Before it comes up, can you guess what it is? The other one else.
Is it a dildo?
No. It's exactly what most of the chat definitely is thinking about.
It's a child, isn't it?
No.
All right. Here we go.
Joke you're going for?
Right.
Okay.
Wait for it. Brace yourself. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it's petrified Lenin. It's the preserved body of Lenin. Okay, because of all things, I think Lorgar appreciates. First of all, the bald guys. Secondly, I think he likes things that are just kind of like relics in its own weird way, and he would probably make it something weird and chaos tainted, but
so you would get him the petrified corpse of Vladimir Lenin.
Colin, listen, Colin. Someone comes up to you and said, "I'm going to give you a gift. It's the petrified corpse of Lenin." It's a yes or no, and you have to give an answer.
Does this come with a caveat? I'm going to be hunted down by like the KGB?
No.
Or do I just get it?
I mean, I just think it'd be funny, to be honest. I think it'd be hilarious to give perhaps an atheist to
I must admit, whenever I see like anything of Lenin, I just think of that Simpsons bit where he's and he just punches his way out and starts like marching around. What does he say?
You guys disbanded.
Lenin Aurelian, that's crazy.
Oh no!
Tom Warren does say how you fundamentally don't understand what anyone else ever thinks. I was trying to think outside the box here. To be honest.
Speaking of historical figures, Ed went with Nietzsche.
Yes,
I mean we were kind of
yes.
Yeah. I think that obvious reasoning here. This is the limit of my understanding of philosophy, but even I know the quote that God is dead, and I feel like that would be. I'd find it quite funny to see Logan respond to that, I guess. Yeah.
No, piss him off. Piss him off.
The way you said that, just like I was going to have a fight in the car park with Nietzsche. All right, only 3 to go, lads. Next is everyone's like lovable, many people's favorite Primarch, Vulcan. Colin, you picked the barbecue. Ooh, it looks nice.
I think if his forging skills anything to go by, this man can handle a grill, and I would like to have some Vulcan barbecue.
Forge me a damn meal.
And I know the salamanders still keep in touch with their families, so Vulcan barbecue, bring the family around. Salamanders bring their former families around. Vulcan can. I don't know when his dad died. When did his adoptive father do anything?
Vulcan grills.
Yeah, Vulcan grills.
Vulcan.
Did anything specific happen to like Vulcan's adoptive father?
That is genius, Hal. But
it came from me, so it's annoying.
I was just imagining him like on Istvan 5 as the drop pods are coming to surround him, and he's that meme, just like, I just want to grill. Okay.
I bet Vulcan would be happy if all he had to do in life was forge and grill. I think that would be a happy Vulcan.
Just imagine him putting the hammer in the forge, and then he uses the flat side of it to just put some like burgers on. He goes, "Watch this!" And he flips it the other side. That'd be insane.
That's a good gift.
Yeah.
For me, my gift to Vulcan would be a puppy.
Oh,
a puppy.
That is a cute Labrador. It's Labrador?
Just a puppy.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cute dog. Dogs in the chat. We need to bring all our. If anyone has
Two
dogs,
cute dogs in one stream. We're so good to the
This
viewers.
is
2
huge.
cute dogs.
I need to bring my
It's
dog
huge.
on. She's a very cute dog at the moment.
Mm.
Oh, Elton's.
How?
I've actually not done. Okay, this is actually a good gift here.
Right. It's a great game. I love it.
I would give Vulcan The Witcher
It's good.
3, the complete edition, the Wild Hunt, all DLC. This guy deserves something where like he has like almost like the perfect experience. All my love to Vulcan. Give him The Witcher 3.
let him get the music pumping. I want to see him get all the way to the end of like each DLC. Get blood and wine going. That's just I think he would enjoy. Vulcan's a nice dude. I think he would enjoy being the Witcher because he'd always take like the kinder. He has an option to like play like the kinder way, if you know what I mean. So I think he would enjoy it.
Fair play.
I think I'd enjoy it, to be honest. Give me this game.
I went through the whole thing twice. I really enjoyed Witcher 3.
It was a good game.
Yeah. I also liked how if you got Erendite and you carried it over, if you maxed out the kills on it while it was fully charged, it got more powerful. So it scaled into New Game Plus and became like super overpowered. But it was useless against human enemies. But it's like, yeah, pro tip. Get Erendite and then make it redonkulous. Ed.
I got him a link to a website from some fundraising mums, and it's entitled "How to Run a Treasure Hunt." Because I love Vulcan, as we all do, but he doesn't seem to understand how treasure hunts work, which is supposed to find them somewhat more calamitous in the story where they decide to destroy like all of these treasures of Vulcan except for the final nine.
Yeah,
he's like, each of these is so powerful that like a single one of them could turn the tide of the Horus Heresy, and then like one of them is like a flamethrower, and it's like, okay, maybe not, but anyway, supposedly some of them are. And
one's like a gigantic ship, and then the other one's like, it's a spear.
Yeah, exactly. This one's a really nice cloak. Yes, so he doesn't seem to understand how treasure hunts work. He basically gives them the names. So we have the names of the artifacts, but we don't know like where they are or there's any clues to any degree. So yes, I think he needs a refresher course on how treasure hunts should work.
Yeah, that's fair.
A very good gift. It's very fair.
We're going to go to probably the most obvious gifts for a certain Primarch now. We're moving on to Corvus Corax. But I think we've added a nice bit of variety. So Colin starts us off with a
I'm gonna get him a pet crow. That's it.
Your crow, Jon Snow.
Has a big
Corvus Corax.
There's more birds. I'm pretty sure, like, it's called a murder of crows. That's fitting for a Primarch. I'm pretty sure, like, they can replicate human speech a little bit. I think he'd like the bird.
Just reminds me of that meme of like, is it a Liverpudlian crow? It's just like, all right then. Like, what? What did you say? All right, wolf. What?
I bet he could teach it to talk too. And the thing is, right, like, out of every, like, you're in enemy territory, right? Out of everything you're going to be wary of, that's just a bird. Like, no one, like a bird looking over at you. No one's. It's a bird. Who cares? But it's a Corvus trained bird that can spy for him.
You could train a crow while he's sitting outside Lorgar's palace, so it can fly up to his chamber and just go like, "You're a little bitch, Lorgar, you're a little bitch."
They can poop on his windowsill.
He's just trying his best to like concentrate and meditate, and just it's so annoying.
Yeah,
bloody crows. For me, I don't know what else to get Korak, so I got him a Hot Topic gift card.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that seems right up his alley. God.
Yeah.
Does Hot Topic still exist?
Yeah, it does.
How?
For Raven Guard fans.
How? I don't get this. Please explain.
What? Oh, I got him a Vuvuzela so that people would finally notice him.
That's stone cold, man.
Savage, love it.
The poor guy, like, he could be in a room and people would stop talking to him. So therefore, he gets something where like you can't ignore him, and then all the Raven Guard also get a Vuvuzela. So therefore, you can't, like, they are stealthy when they want to be, but it's also, hey, if like they're having conversation with someone and they're like clearly losing them, they're like, hey, they blow the horn quickly. Immediately print screen and copy me doing that. Thanks, bro.
I still love that. Is it the Toby Longworth thing where it's a guy used a modulator and it's just like, Corvus Corax is so irrelevant, they're so invisible that even the Black Library office can't see him. Like, oh, he's so good at stealth.
I think it's a great gift, though. Honest, I'm proud of that one.
That is good. I like that.
All right, Ed, you've got. Ooh, no, I haven't
Yes,
opened
similar
it.
vein to you, Andy. I'll be honest. I would have got him a pair of Doc Martens, because they
Reliable.
just fit his style.
Well,
I did think something along the
well.
lines of like I got Mortari in the #1 medal, but I thought about getting him something like #1 invisible or something like that, because if you're not familiar in Warhammer 40k, a lot of the extremely tall, massive guys are very obsessed with stealth. And to be fair to Corvus Corax, he's the only one that's actually like genuinely good at it. So yes, it's the only one where it actually makes sense.
He's a little bit cocky with it as well. Is the one in his Primarch novel where he purposely keeps himself hidden and he pops up in front of one guy and goes boo, and literally like scares him to death.
It is pretty funny though.
Well, like also there's a bit in the Corvus anthology where it mentions that like an automatic scanner can pick him up, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you presume in the 30th millennium, there's quite a lot of those. Like, the Night Lords just have no automatic scanners, apparently. Yeah.
Well, there's that bit in the one with Kasati New One where he just like is fighting with the Raven Guard as a defector from the Night Lords, and then he just at one point Corvus appears and kills the enemies they were fighting, and then disappears. He goes, "I shat myself." Yeah, that's a Night Lord saying that. And then there's also the bit where like I still love in one of the 40k books of the Raven Guard, the Thousand Sons can see them when they're using Wraith Slipping because they don't have souls, and they're like, guys, they can see us. This isn't good. Just like that, like a nice little piece of lore. It's just like, oh, there are workarounds. Just don't have a soul.
That's cool.
Easy.
Or have a VHS camera. It's just a video recorder.
All right, last one, Alfarius Omegon, Colin's favorite Primarch. Colin.
See, now
Yakuza
here's my reasoning. As we know, everyone is an Alpha Legionnaire, and every Alpha Legionnaire is also Alfarius. So you know what? I'm giving this pair of assholes a video game where they turn every single corner, and oh look, it's Majima. Oh, that trash can, it's Majima. Oh, that sewer, it's Majima. Oh, that corner, Majima. See how they like it. When everyone they turn around, every corner they go, Majima.
Yeah.
They're getting a game. They get to see what it's like. Where everywhere you go, I am Alfarius. I'm Majima. I'm gonna beat you.
I do love in that though. There's some really creative ones where he comes out of like the dustbin or under the sewer grate, and then there's this one where he's around a corner. And he just jumps out. You're like, you ran out of ideas, guys.
He's just crouching.
Yeah, it's so silly. Well, this was because Ed, you were the one who came up with the idea for this episode, but
I did.
I was the first one. Yeah, thanks for joining us. But
thank you.
This was the first one I thought of when we were thinking about how we're going to do this. So my gift to Alfarius Omegon would be a game of Guess Who.
Depends if they all say I'm Alfarius on it.
Does he have an Alpha Legion tattoo? No.
Okay. Does he look like Alfarius?
Yes.
And then proceeds to remove nobody.
Is his name Alfarius? Wow, this is a really slow game.
Is he bald?
Is he bald? Yeah, it's like, oh.
Oh my god.
And Hal, you gave us...
Hear me out.
Todd Howard.
Oh god.
Okay. There's a reason for this. Mr. Todd Howard always seems to... It's Skyrim, but it's always Skyrim, if you know what I mean. There's a Skyrim here. There's a Skyrim. There's a new...
times the detail.
Yeah, so therefore...
Fallout 4.
Andy, there's a picture I'd really like you to put on screen now.
I just feel like with Todd Howard, they'd appreciate, like another person in the game, if you know what I mean, of constantly being the same thing and then presenting it as a new face. Oh my god! I would give them Todd Howard.
It's 4 times the size.
We've moved away from toilets, and now we've gone to Todd
Howard.
There we go.
Oh, this is a great. No fear.
Colin, would you be able to explain this to people who are listening on audio only?
Well, you see, it's a picture. It's one of those, like, it analyzes someone's face and shows what emotions. Todd Howard is mostly neutral. The second best is happy. The others are anger, contempt, disgust, sadness, and surprise. It'll have a little bit of that in there, but fear, 0%. Todd Howard fears no man.
I fear no man, but that thing scares me. Okay, and finishing off with Ed. Ed, your gift would be the parent.
Yes, the Parent. I just imagine it would be their favorite film, specifically the Lindsay Lohan version, of course. But I also think my thing with the Elf Legion is I do feel like they need some of their own lore. That's the problem that they have. I mean, like, I don't think Elf Legion fans are telling on themselves when they try and claim that Cypher is Alfarius. I'm like, get your own lore, guys. All right, your lore.
Get your own cool characters. Don't steal mine.
Like Alfarius' like big power is that he's invisible. And to clarify, not as in a way like Corvus Corax, like a very useful way. He can just make himself look like other people, which is just not as good. He just steals other people's lore. The Alpha Legion warbands, they're basically a copy of the Fallen, and like the Alpha Legion need their own lore, right? That's my thing.
At least Lohan, apparently.
I gotta agree that it's a really lame superpower that I can replicate by stealing someone's social security number. That's not.
Well, isn't it? It's explained the way he alters people's perception of him more, so he's able to disguise himself. Not as in like he physically transforms. It's more about like how. I don't think he can fool like machinery, but he can fool the human mind and other things like that.
I would like to reiterate that I can also do that by just like password phishing scam enough people.
Yeah, he's has a wig.
I know. He's basically just Agent 47 in space, going, Diane, where's the target?
I mean, I could still give them the toilet piano thing if they really want it.
I thought you were going to do that thing where you have those two toilets like in the same
I didn't think of that, but that's actually genius, though. I mean, I've gone from Todd Howard, Yugoslavia. The bit how
Yugoslavia was a beak, I think.
A minion pizza, octopus to Lenin, Gilliman Rock, Keemstar. I mean, I've really covered a lot today, I feel.
I don't think I think the visceral reaction I felt from the Keemstar image is, man.
Yeah.
You know how long I've gone in my life without seeing his face? It's been a couple of years.
I hope he sees this beef between him and Lorecrimes.
I mean, I must admit, if I was to describe Hal's picks in one word, it would be brain rot. Let's be honest. It's like the minions, Killer Keemstar. It was.
I have never seen the word lobotomy appear so many times in a chat before.
Guinness World Record for most lobotomies mentioned on podcast.
I was gonna say there was a certain point in which the chat stopped being they stopped doing compliments like quite a few months ago. So
yeah.
Oh my god,
light roasting. But before we cap things off, we do have some final donations to read out before we leave. Caleb Collins for $2. Thank you very much. Just thankful no paying to turn pets into Chinese food. Okay. Thankful. I've not been keeping up with what horrendous things Thankful has been saying in the chat.
That's
so
all we need to leave it at. Thankful has been
I don't see how. What's that mean?
And yes, Donkey Man USA for $2 saying, Hal, I'm going to give you a lobotomy.
It's starting to sound like a genuine threat.
No, they like
we've actually got.
They're here.
Do you want to read these out, Colin? We got about 3 from Caleb. 3 more ones.
Hal deserves to become sashimi after the Keem pick. Correct. Who wins early Gotrek or Guts with the Berserker? Probably Guts at that point. It's Guts. I'm not reading that one. Go fuck yourself.
Colin looks like the
Do you want to read it, Hal?
Serpo aliens in
I don't even know what that means.
It's not complimentary.
Okay. The last one from Tom Warren. I don't think YouTube would like it if I wrote that I would give the lying twins, but it starts with pipe and rhymes with Guam. Okay.
We understand. We hope everyone enjoyed that, by the way. As much as the roasts have been immediately visceral and the threats to lobotomize me, it's probably been written out
just how it goes.
times. We're here to entertain. We're here to entertain. RIP.
And again, thank you very much, Ed, for joining us today, especially on a bit short notice than we. Although to be honest, whenever we ask someone, was like, "Can you make it for tomorrow?" But yeah, we're a very well run and efficient podcast.
Always on time as well.
And I can't remember if I've asked
never
you,
late.
So I will now officially add it to the list of people I've asked. Do you have a favorite COD Zombies map, or are you not much of a COD guy?
I've only played it like when I'm at mate's house. So the only COD I really ever got into was Warzone. Was during the first lockdown where I and some friends were playing like every day. But yeah, I have played Zombies, but like only at mate's house. So I couldn't name the maps. I'm afraid. Sorry.
That's all right.
I really thought that was going to go somewhere else.
No, that was it. I try and ask everyone we have on that question, just unrelated.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate.
That's all right. I'm not going to be disappointed with a lack of playing zombies. Now, some maps, if you did name some, I'd be very angry. But we didn't go down that timeline.
We thank you guys so much for all the donations, particularly throughout the episode. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Obviously, it's not quite Christmas yet, but we do wish for those who are probably maybe traveling or not able to make the next weeks, we're all a lot of us are all taking a break. So Merry Christmas to you all who are possibly not available to see us live or catch us for the Friday hangout. We do appreciate you and love you. Again, thank you for Ed for joining us and bringing this. I mean, I really went literally in the toilet for this one. And I brought the wrong ideas.
I do like how Ed and Hal have a pretty serious tone of their videos on their content. Like Ed's had some decorum and and then Hal's like, check out this toilet, bruh. Yeah. But that's why
I do serious stuff all the time, bro. So it's just gonna unleash the crazy. With that being said, though, thank you everyone so much for watching and listening. Really appreciate it. If you want something for Christmas, we have merchandise. There's actual merch. Lorecrimes hoodies. Actually nice hoodies.
A wash, but I have it. It's there. It's good. You should get it.
It exists.
We actually pulled our finger out and did something. You can get a huge amount of color options, so do get ones obviously in nice colors. Represent, be a criminal, or have some Lorecrimes. Be a criminal. That's not really good advice.
Come on, Hal. You can get it. You can do it.
You do it. With that being said, thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Merry Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.